No Fun, the Jen Kirkman podcast, season 11, episode 21. I am your host, Jen Kirkman. Oh my God, so much to talk about today on the podcast. But I'll start with, I had another weird age thing happen. I'm telling you, this shit follows me. So it happened at my podiatrist's office. And you're like, Jen, why would someone think that you're old when you start sentences with, I was at my podiatrist's office? That's what all the kids are saying. Listen, anyone at any age can have a podiatrist, okay? But I'm at my podiatrist's office because I had this toe surgery a few months ago, blah, blah. Had to do months of physical therapy. Have to put these inserts into my shoes, orthotics. Oh God, I do. I sound like my mother. I have my orthotics in. I can't wear shoes like I used to. I've got my orthotics. So now I've got my orthotics. But anyway, I went to go pick them up. But it had been, like a month since I'd been to the podiatrist. They'd been waiting for me to pick these things up. I was being lazy about it. But anyway, I had been going to physical therapy for months after the surgery, but nobody ever told me that I had to do months of physical therapy after the surgery. So there was one day when I got kind of pissy and almost a little whiny baby crying, why do I have to keep coming in? Because the podiatrist office is in Manhattan. I live in Brooklyn. The only time I could go and see the doctor that she was there on the days and times that I could be there was Fridays at 8 a.m. So I would get up early, get ready for work, get into the city by 8 a.m. Then I'd have to go from there, commute to Brooklyn. It was just annoying. 2 times a week I had to do that. So I go to pick up my orthotics. And the podiatrist said to me, I'm so glad you came in. I know you were really upset for a while. But I have to tell you that this doesn't mean that you're old. And I went, what? And she said, yeah, look, you had the toe surgery and that's because you had a nerve problem. But that's not because you're old. Well, you're not old, but you're older. And then that's not why you had to have the toe surgery. Your toes are too close together and they always have been. And I wear orthotics in my shoe because I've got foot issues. And so, and I'm way younger. I'm like, what? I'm sorry, what are you talking about? And she just kept going. I said, I was never upset because I thought this made me old. And she said, oh, but you were really upset last time you were here. And I said, well, yeah, it was just because of all the physical therapy. And she interrupted again and said, now I know. But physical therapy, I know it sounds like something old people do. And I'm thinking, no, it doesn't. It sounds like something like badass athletes do, dancers. I know physical therapy is for anybody. Whatever. But anyway, she's like, no, but that's what I mean. I know you felt like, you were just depressed because this made you feel old. And guys, this never happened. She's completely projecting this onto me. Not even projecting because she feels old, just knows my age and forgot that I wasn't coming in because of issues that had to do with their office. And she said, you can rest assured that, I know you're older. And so yes, are things going to happen in our bodies as we get older? She's like, I know it's going to happen to me too, but this isn't one of those things. So whatever else you're going through, sure, maybe that's age related, but this isn't. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is she talking to me like this? And I said, I never thought this made me old. You've completely got this wrong. And she just looked at me and went, oh. And didn't even apologize. Didn't even apologize and say, sorry, I'm calling you old constantly and that I thought you were upset by it. Well, now I am. I was like, well, the thing is, I got this surgery in January. This story is so boring. You should shut off this podcast. But I'm just saying, I got the surgery in January. I was told I had to wear this medical boot for about a week to cushion my foot. And then I was told everything would go back to normal And some people heal really quickly, blah, blah. They gave me all these, ibuprofen prescription. I had no pain. I didn't need anything. I had a couple sleepless nights because you had to elevate your foot, and sometimes there was burning sensations, but overall it was all fine. And then I would go to the office once a week to get my bandage looked at, and the boot wearing was not 1 week, it was a month. A month I had to wear this boot. And every time I went into the office, and I know this word is overused, I felt like I was getting gaslit. Oh, you said it was going to be a week. No, I didn't. Okay. Then she kept saying, and we'll see if you need physical therapy. So I was going back for a month, and then she one day said, and you've been doing physical therapy here twice a week? And I said, no. You kept saying that you were going to evaluate me and let me know if I needed it. And she said, oh, of course you need it. Everyone after the surgery needs it. And I said, well, I haven't had it, and it's been a month, and I'm fine. And she said, no, you need physical therapy because you have to get these exercises that you have to do. Okay. And you know what? She was right. I had to start doing these exercises because my toes were weakened because I had been off of my feet for so long. But they're basic exercises that the physical therapist could have showed me over Zoom. Go up and down on your toes, take this rubber band, do this. But they would also do electric muscle stim. And the physical therapist would use some silver tool and scrape along my nerve on top of my skin, stuff that, someone has to physically do it. But they kept asking me, how do your toes feel? Is there any pain? And I'd say no. And I'd say, but sometimes there's numbness. And they'd say, oh, then you have to keep coming back to physical therapy. And then they'd say, oh, numbness is normal. So it was both things. If I said, no, I feel fine, but there's numbness. Oh, yeah, so that's good. You need to keep coming back. Then I'd come back and they'd say, so you've been in pain? And I'd say, no, I was just feeling numb. And they'd say, oh, well, that's normal. And I'd say, I know, but it was just getting frustrating. Every time I came in, it was a different thing. And then every week I would try to make an appointment Wednesday and Friday. I would say, I've got to take the 8 a.m. appointment because I got to get to work by 10 and it's way nowhere near here. So I got to leave the office by 9. They never told me at the front desk that the doctor doesn't come in till 9 and that the physical therapist doesn't start until 8:30. So I kept saying, can I come in at 8? And instead of saying, you can come in at 8, but you won't get seen until 8:30 by the physical therapist and the doctor doesn't come in until 9. No one ever said that. They would just book me at 8 and I would come in and I would wait a half an hour. And every week, twice a week, I would say, is anyone coming? Is it, oh yeah, should be in a minute. And the physical therapist would see me. And then the doctor would come in at 9. And I'd say, I really got to go. I got to get to work every week. Until finally one day I lost my shit because I was so tired, like getting up at 6 a.m., getting ready. And I was just, it was 2 months of this, like 2 times a week. Weirdly, there'd always be like some weird, I couldn't sleep the night before or had to be somewhere. It was just getting to be too much. And it felt like I didn't need to be there and nothing was making sense. And there was this one day where I was just a little weepy and I was like, I'm so tired of coming in. I really thought that this surgery was going to be nothing. And you guys are acting like something went wrong and like I'm not getting better and I'm just very confused. And why do you never see me on time? Like I have to get to work. And they were like, we don't, and the physical therapist was like, I don't even come in until 8:30. I've always wondered why you were always half an hour early. I just thought you were a very punctual person. I'm like, no, not that punctual. I'm not an early person. I'm punctual. Usually late. But for me, punctual means right on time. Like right on time. And then late is normal for me. But early, never. Never. You'll never see me anywhere half an hour early. If I am, then I got the time wrong. And she's like, oh my God, this like 2 months I haven't. And I said, and I'm supposed to see the doctor at 8:30. She's like, doctor doesn't come in until 9. I'm like, okay. You guys are totally unorganized. I don't know what's going on, but this has to stop. Like, am I good enough? Like, can you tell? I said, I feel like I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. I'm just feeling really stressed out. I was like, can you tell me? Can I stop coming in for physical therapy and just do it at home? And will I recover? Because again, I feel fine. There's just some numbness like a couple times a week. Is there supposed to be any? And she just gave me the same runaround of, yeah, but it's good to come in and I'll talk to the front desk. And I said, it's fine. You know what? I'm just going to take some time off. I'm going to do my exercises at home. If things get worse, I'll come in. And then I just never went back. And my toe is fine. There's no numbness. I just did my exercises at home, and just with time, it got better. But I don't know what she said to the front desk, but that was the discussion. I never went, this makes me feel old. Like, never. Maybe she was like, I got a perimenopausal woman. She's all up in her feelings, and her hormones right now are not regulated. Maybe she just knew. But I never once said that. But this was the office that the first day I came in, and they asked my birthday, and I said 1974. They looked at me and went, do you mean 94? And I said, no, 74. And they were like, wow. So this whole place is weird about age. But anyway, I got my orthotics, and I hopefully cleared the air with my 30-year-old podiatrist. But I'm telling you guys, Gen Z, your generation is very bad with age. You may be saving the country with voting. You might be good about other things, but age, this is not your generation's best. This is not, there's no progressive attitudes around age in your generation. It's real bad. Real bad. I don't know if the one after you is going to be any better. I don't know. I feel like I've given up. I've been screaming this whole time. You guys are real weird about age. I might have to give up. I might have to give up trying to teach you. But I won't give up on not being able to wait until you're my age and you guys see the weirdness, how weird people treat you, and I'm going to be laughing. Yes, I'll be in a home, but I'll be laughing from the home with my orthotics. All right, there's so much more to talk about in this episode. I'm going to talk about fear of heights, making new friends as an adult, all kinds of things. And you can only listen to it on Patreon. Just click the link in the show notes and you can join, and you'll love it. And it's so much fun. And if you're not gonna, that's fine too. But until next week, have fun.